Live from the IRC television studios on the SUNY Oneonta campus, this is Oneonta News Now. I'm Joanna Weidenhammer.
And I'm Barbara Prempe.
Before we start the news, meteorologist Connor Chapman joins us with a look at the Oneonta weather cam.
Thanks, Johanna. Started to feel like spring today. Beautiful and sun shining, and all of a sudden snow out of nowhere. I'll tell you what to expect, and if there's more snow on the forecast later on. Back to you.
Thanks, Connor. Coming up next, we have your campus news. Stay tuned to Oneonta News Now.
They'll test you. Try to break your will. But however loud the loudness gets, however many cheese puffs may fly, you're the driver, the one in control. Stand firm. Just wait. And move only when you hear the click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
In campus news, SUNY Oneonta students enjoyed a rare snow day last Thursday after heavy overnight snowfall hit central New York. The winter storm, which the Weather Channel named Nico, caused closing in many schools and businesses in the area. Students were notified via email of delayed classes at approximately 6:15 in the morning. Initially, classes were delayed to start at 11:30, but were then canceled if they began before 11:30 a.m. as a result of the continuation of snowfall. Students soon felt a sigh of relief when classes were canceled for the day at 10:40 a.m. The total amount of snow accumulation on Thursday was 6 inches. Classes took place as scheduled on Friday, February 10th.
Meteorology majors Jillian Young and Matt Beecher attended the American Meteorological Society annual meeting in Seattle, Washington in late January. The 97th annual meeting of the AMS follows more than 4,000 scientists, students, educators, and other professionals from different aspects of the weather, water, and climate community to learn, share, and collaborate. SUNY Oneonta senior Jillian Young presented her scientific research she collected as an independent study with Professor and Chair of the Earth and Atmospheric Science Department, Jerome Biltman. Young stated, "I was not only presenting to fellow students who have the same interests as me, I also presented to professionals in the field. To get their feedback and hear they enjoyed my research really meant a lot," unquote. Matt Beecher, also a senior here at SUNY Oneonta, hopes to pursue a career at a private forecasting risk management company or forecasting. Beecher was thankful for the connections and networking opportunities the conference offered and felt the entire experience was surreal. Both Young and Beecher were awarded scholarships by the AMS to recognize outstanding undergraduate students across the country.
The SUNY Oneonta Athletics Department needs your help to create a spirit chant. This Red Dragon spirit chant will be used at athletic events to pump up the crowds during the various SUNY Oneonta matchups. Rules for this contest include a 20-second time limit to show maximum school spirit. The spirit chant should also include "Here We Go, Oh!" All students interested in the contest should submit their chant by March 15th. Submissions should be sent as an audio or video file to nate.jones@oneonta.edu. Show your school spirit and leave your mark on SUNY Oneonta by creating a unique pump-up chant for SUNY Oneonta.
Thanks, Joanna. We have your local entertainment news when we come back. Stay tuned to Oneonta News Now.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
And we're back with your local entertainment news update with Samantha Johnson. What's going on this week on campus, Samantha?
Well, it's Black History Month, so there's a few things going on in honor of that. And also, it's another big week for Harry Potter fans. Mm-hmm. But let's take a closer look at what's going on Oneonta this week. A Crystal Singing Bowl meditation session will be held tonight from 6 to 7 p.m. at the Morris Hall Craven Lounge. The meditation session, or sound bath, is a horizontal concert where participants lie on blankets as the facilitator creates a soundscape utilizing a range of therapeutic drone instruments to create a deep listening experience. These are a great opportunity for relaxation to quiet one's mind. Attendees are encouraged to bring a mat or towel and a pillow for comfort. In other news, the Red Dragon Theater will be screening the film Moonlight this upcoming weekend. The film is a heartbreaking story of a young man's struggle to find himself. It is told across 3 chapters of his life as he experiences the pain and beauty of falling in love while grappling with his own sexuality. It will be played Friday through Sunday at 6:30 p.m. and 9 p.m. with a special 1 p.m. screening on Sunday. Tickets are free for students and $3 for all others. Join the Department of Africana and Latino Studies for its Black History Month film series. Beginning on Thursday at 7 p.m., the department will be screening the following movies in honor of Black History Month: Daughters of the Dust, Palente Siempre Palente, and Central Park 5. All of the screenings will take place in the Red Dragon Theater. A brief presentation will be made prior to the films, followed by a discussion afterwards. All are welcome to attend. The Harry Potter Club will be holding their 6th annual Yule Ball this Saturday from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. The event is formal and will take place in the Hunt Union Ballroom. It will be a night filled with dancing, music, and Harry Potter themed treats and mocktails. There will be ornament decorating, a photo booth, and wizard chess as well. All proceeds will go towards Reading is Fundamental, America's largest non-profit organization that promotes literacy for children. All are welcome to attend.
Sounds like a great event.
Yeah.
Definitely the proceeds going to for the kids.
I like how we have a Harry Potter Club too. I feel like not many schools have that.
Yeah.
Very
definitely
different.
not. Coming up, we have your local news. Stay tuned to ONN.
Shake it.
And I can't change, even if I try, even if I wanted to. My love, she keeps me warm. 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 She keeps me warm.
We are neighbors and best friends.
I love my sister.
My heart doesn't see race. Love is love.
Our family is no less than any other family.
Love is kind. Love is patient.
In local news, Delaware County deputies arrested and charged a Delhi man with attempted murder in the 2nd degree, unlawful imprisonment in the 1st degree, and criminal possession of a weapon in the 4th degree, which is a Class A misdemeanor. During the investigation that occurred last Friday, authorities detained 38-year-old Jamal S. Abrams. Authorities responded to a 911 call that reported a domestic dispute at the Buena Vista Motel located on State Highway 28 in the town of Delhi. 911 caller was the female victim in the dispute. She reported to sheriff deputies that she had escaped from her motel room, where she was kept captive by her boyfriend and was beaten before she was able to escape. While on the line with 911 responders, Abrams found that victim and began to beat her with a glass bottle. The victim suffered serious injury, including severe bruising to her face and legs, as well as loss of several teeth. When deputies arrived on the scene, they immediately arrested Abrams. The victim was transported by the Delhi Emergency Squad to O'Connor's Hospital and was then transferred to UHS Wilson Hospital in Johnson City for further treatment.
Scott M. Hanron and Shailene Sherwood, both residents of Deposit, were arrested on drug and weapon possession charges by the Delaware County Sheriff's Office on Friday. These 2 arrests were part of an ongoing heroin distribution investigation being conducted by the County Sheriff's Office. According to authorities, Hanron and Sherwood were arrested on 2 counts of criminal possession of a controlled substance with intent to sell, which is a Class B felony, criminal possessions of a weapon, and 2 counts of endangering the welfare of a child, and 1 count of unlawful possessions of marijuana. Arrests of both suspects occurred early Friday morning following the implementation of a search warrant by the Sheriff's Office Special Response Team. When authorities conducted an interview with Hanron after his arrest, he admitted to buying and reselling nearly $20,000 worth of heroin per week over the course of the past 2 years. Upon deputies' investigation of the residence, 8 grams of heroin, scales, packaging materials, a shotgun, prescription narcotics, marijuana, and several $100s in cash were all seized at the scene. 2 minor children were found at the residence and were turned over to relatives. Hanron and Sherwood were both arraigned in Village of Hancock Court and were remained to Delaware County Jail. The investigation is still ongoing in the case, and additional arrests are expected to occur in the near future.
2 men have been reported missing after snowmobiling on Conesus Lake located in Livonia, New York. 2 helmets have been found which are believed to belong to the men. According to County Sheriff Tom Dougherty, the men are believed to have fallen through the ice at the north end of the lake. Family members contacted authorities after they had not heard from the victims in 24 hours. The identities of the missing men have not been released to the public. Search crews have been assembled to look for indication of human life. Drones were used to discover snowmobile tracks that were etched in the lake's surface. However, no snowmobiles were found as a result of the search. An active search will resume on Monday, where the sheriff's office will take extra search methods by deploying a robot that detects underwater objects.
The body of an 86-year-old man was recovered at a home in Cherry Valley after a house fire fully engulfed the home. The man, identified as Frank J. Menento, was unable to escape the fire. The home was located on Lancaster Street in Cherry Valley. Otsego County Police and fire crews were dispatched to the house at around 5 a.m. When emergency crews arrived at the scene, the second floor was fully engulfed in flames. Menento's granddaughter was able to escape the fire, but believed her grandfather was unable to escape from the second floor of the home. The cause of the fire is still under investigation.
Retired Bassett physician Dr. Mary Ann Wellen has begun a political initiative in Cooperstown. Dr. Wellen created posters that stated Cooperstown welcomes people of all faiths from all nations, that she has been distributing to shops and businesses in the village of Cooperstown. With the help from Sam Wilcox, they have been placing the posters wherever they can. The intention of these posters were to express common humanity in spite of the Trump administration's actions to limit immigration regulations. She plans to have at least 50 copies of this eye-catching poster be displayed in areas with maximum visibility. Dr. Wellen even suggested to Mayor Jeff Katz that the poster be put up on the Village of Cooperstown website as an alternative. The village board put together a statement to make it known that Cooperstown is a welcoming community. Dr. Wellen plans to have corresponding bumper stickers made for this initiative to be distributed to the public. Well, it's great that they're getting their voice out there and stating their opinion. It's great that
it's a great demonstration to show that a lot of people don't support Trump's immigration policies.
It's great freedom of speech showing.
When we come back, Connor Chapman will take a look at your 5-day weather forecast. Stay with us.
You okay? Everybody's kind of worried about you.
No, I'm not okay.
Welcome back to Oneonta News Now. Let's find out what the weather has in store for us this week with our meteorologist, Connor Chapman.
Thanks, Joanna. Well, if you're outside today, early this morning or into the early afternoon hours, you're probably thinking that spring was on its way and the groundhog was full of malarkey. But as a matter of fact, you saw the snow starting to fall, and it's actually going to be lasting for a couple days now. Right now, we're sitting at about 29 degrees. Pressure, we just had a low pressure system move on, so we're sitting at about 997 millibars. That will be rising, but however, the temperature will not. Tonight, it will be somewhere in the low 20s, could have some localized teen places up in the hill towns there with some snow showers. And this is an event that's going to be kind of lasting throughout the next 36 hours or so. Could be dropping a general 2 to 4 inches throughout the Oneonta area, but wouldn't be surprised to see some localized 6 inches, particularly in the hill towns there. Tomorrow, same story, about mid to maybe some upper 20s in the valleys. Snow showers throughout the day, could be on and off, but some places might only pick up an inch, some places might have 3 or 4. Nothing that will be causing delays most likely, but still something to be mindful of. You're going to be having to brush up your car, things like that, but nothing like that we saw last week with the nor'easter. Heading around statewide, About typical, little below average for this time of the year as we are starting to pick up into our spring pattern. Upper 20s generally, Buffalo and the Great Lakes areas. Head up into the Adirondacks. Again, lower 20s, maybe some teens if you get up to Watertown, Saranac Lake, Lake Placid area. Head down to Long Island, also as is typical, they have the ocean to keep them warm. New York City, 40 degrees. Islip, other places on Long Island could be low, maybe some mid-40s here, and they would not be surprised if the sun breaks out. For tomorrow night, chilly. Patience is key when we're waiting on spring to come. About mid-teens, would not be surprised to see a couple low teens, especially once you get up into the higher elevations. But do not worry, it will not last long, as we just have to get to the weekend and there will be a bit of a warm-up. Friday, probably not even going to make it to 30, but it will be sunny. The sun is going to come out. But as we get towards Saturday, Sunday, low to maybe even mid-40s, head up to Albany, that neck of the woods. Would not be surprised to see somewhere around 50 up in that neck of the woods. Tuesday, we have another system that we're monitoring. Could be bringing some localized freezing rain. Really all depends. We're taking a look at the models right now to see if it's going to be a rain event, some snow, maybe some freezing rain in that too. So far, it does not look like to be anything that we've seen the past few days in terms of nor'easter impact-wise, but something we are going to monitor. But for now, stick with the cold and you'll be rewarded with a nice warm weekend. That's all from me. Have a great week, everyone.
Thanks, Connor. Thousands have been evacuated from their homes in Northern California on Sunday due to an eroding dam. Authorities in Oroville, California were warned about an emergency spillway in the country's tallest dam. The dam was in danger of failing and unleashing uncontrolled floodwaters on towns below. Hundreds of cars were in bumper-to-bumper traffic on Highway 99 as people hurried away from the Oroville Dam. The erosion at the head of the emergency spillway threatens to undermine the concrete wear and allow large, uncontrolled releases of water from Lake Oroville, said the California Department of Water Resources. Butte County Sheriff Coney Honea said, quote, engineers with the Department of Water Resources informed him shortly after 6 p.m. the erosion on the emergency spillway at the Oroville Dam was not advancing as fast as they thought, unquote. However, 2 inches of water were still coming over the dam. Honea said there is a plan to plug the hole by using helicopters to drop rocks into the crevice.
A 29-year-old New Jersey woman, Jenny Santos, plunged 30 feet to her death off an escalator inside the famed World Trade Center. According to law enforcement, Jenny and Jessica Santos were heading for a PATH train back to their home in Kearny, New Jersey after a night of partying in New York City. In an attempt to retrieve a hat dropped by her twin sister while the two were on the escalator at about 5:30 a.m., Santos reached too far over the railing and tumbled over the edge. Jessica ran screaming towards her twin sister shortly after the incident. Santos was taken to a hospital where she was pronounced dead. Jenny died instantly. According to a shaken witness on the scene, the surviving teen Jessica was taken to a nearby hospital for trauma. The investigation of this case is still ongoing.
A Girl Scout stand outside of a Union City, California supermarket was robbed by a gunman on Wednesday. Neither the 12-year-old girl nor her mother were hurt, but they were understandably upset. The policemen who were called to the scene have donated more than $1,000 to the mother and girl and also bought all the cookies they could. Many of the officers donated their own money to cover the loss from the robbery, officials said. Surgeon of Police Steve Mendez said Thursday, after officers heard of the robbery, their initial reaction was to start busting out their wallets and handing money over. The girl's mother delivered the dozens of cookies police ordered on Thursday. At that time, Sergeant Bob Kenzik gave the mother the donation the policemen had been collecting. Mendez stated, quote, "We are just glad no one was hurt and we were able to change a negative thing into something positive for the mom and her daughter."
Protesters hit the streets last Saturday, and this time it was against efforts from the Trump administration on immigration. Hundreds of protesters rallied on Washington Square Park in Manhattan to denounce the raids taking place across the country. Chants were heard throughout the protests, varying from "Stop the Raids" and deportation to "No one is free when others are oppressed." That could be heard blocks away. Some say that Trump's new ban has caused families to be ripped apart. Overnight raids inspired the message heard on Saturday. A number of protesters were arrested on Saturday afternoon. What started as a peaceful protest ended behind bars for some. Officials have not released the exact numbers of those in attendance.
The oldest American New Jersey resident, Adele Dunlap, dies at the age of 114. Dunlap died on Sunday at a hospital near Flemington, according to her obituary shared online. In July of 2016, Adele became the country's oldest person. Dunlap was born in December of 1902. The same year, Theodore Roosevelt became president and when the nation's first theater opened. According to her son, Earl Dunlap, she ate anything and everything she wanted. Her 2 sons, 6 great-grandchildren, and 15 grandchildren survive her.
Thanks, Joanna. Stay tuned to ONN for your weekly sports update with Austin Titobaum.
I mean, I was just a kid. And you never knew what mood he was going to be in when he came home. It was brutal. My dad, he would come home and there's one time where...
Good job, bring it back. Chad wasn't a football player per se. He was just a kid that needed to be a part of something. I don't think he had anyone as a role model or someone showing him what to do. It's okay, you're doing good. You're okay.
Coach Marr was the only person I really trusted in this town. He was always there.
And I'm so proud of you. You've done well. Done well.
Welcome back to Oneonta News Now. Austin, how are our Red Dragons ranking in the SUNYAC Conference?
They're actually doing really, really well. It's an exciting time for us here at SUNY Oneonta. But, as always, there's a lot to talk about when it comes to sports. Let's get right to it. Retired New York Yankees captain Derek Jeter will be turning his trophy room into a nursery. Yes, Hannah Jeter, the wife of Derek Jeter, announced in a post on the Players Tribune that she is pregnant with a girl. Derek Jeter retired from baseball after the 2014 season. He had 14 All-Star appearances and 5 World Series championships across 20 seasons, all in New York. The Yankees will retire Jeter's number 2 on May 14th. Congrats to the both of them. Charles Oakley and the Knicks talk truths. Knicks owner James Dolan and Charles Oakley's camps are trying to find a compromise to end the nasty feud that led to the fan favorite's ejection and arrest last Wednesday and ban from Madison Square Garden. Oakley, a power forward from the Knicks in the 1990s, was banned last Friday following an incident in which he was arrested and charged with 3 counts of misdemeanor assault and 1 count of misdemeanor trespassing. Hoping the Knicks legend will be back at MSG soon. In Red Dragon sports, it's been a busy weekend for track and field teams. 2 weeks out from the SUNYAC Championships found SUNY Oneonta men's and women's track and field teams in Staten Island this past Friday and at Cornell University. Highlighting the performance was senior Megan Sherdock, who had 18 meters for the first time in the weight throw. The highest finisher on the men's team at Cornell was freshman Matthew Goldsmith with a 6th place finish in the high jump, clearing a height of 1.85 meters. The men and women will travel to Utica College this Saturday for their final tune-up prior to the SUNYAC Championships meet at Brockport on February 24th and 25th. Men's basketball just a heartbreaker to Brockport in a battle between 2 of the top teams in SUNYAC to date. It was SUNY Oneonta that fell to Brockport in a heartbreaker 89-86 at the last second jumper by graduate student Frankie Kelly from well behind the 3-point line, rimmed out twice as time expired, entering the game. The Red Dragons are sitting in 3rd place, just 1 game behind the Golden Eagles, as both teams are vying for a potential bye in the first round of the SUNYAC tournaments that goes to first and 2nd place teams at the regular season, which is next weekend. Oneonta will finish its regular season at home next weekend with games against Potsdam and Plattsburgh. Oneonta has already clinched a conference tournament spot, so next weekend they will be playing for a home game in the first round, which will be Tuesday, February 21st. And that's it for your weekly sports update on Oneonta News Now.
Thanks, Austin. Join us again next time for your up-to-date news, sports, weather, and more. I'm Barbara Prempe.
And I'm Joanna Weinhammer. This is Oneonta News Now. Have a good night.